The young couple is traveling along a forest trail on the shore of the Pacific Ocean and encounters an alien being that can take the form of any human or animal, and this being wants to prepare the planet for terraforming. And now the salvation is in the weak hands of a girl panicking from everything. It all starts with a very bright meteorite falling to Earth somewhere in the forest part of the USA. The next day, a deer with a broken antler in a clearing warily raises its head, not noticing how some tentacle with teeth apparently coming out of the fallen meteorite attacks the animal. Its cry is heard over the forest. Meanwhile, a car drives along the forest road, in which the couple Harry and Ruth get to the settlement of Redridge, from where they can take a hiking trail through the beautiful relic forests of the coast. The guy is singing along to a love song while the girl sleeps in the seat next to him, as it's his mother's favorite song. By all accounts, they seem happy, though Ruth is anxious. She grew up near the ocean and the water is closer to her, but the forest scares her. Harry assures the girl that everything will be fine, saying it's less dangerous than the surfing she loves so much, and after all, he's close by and has walked this trail many times before. Soon the couple stops for lunch at a local burger joint. All is going well until a strange-looking guy approaches the table and advises them to be wary of the red star that has fallen in the woods. Harry seems puzzled, but soon forgets about the strange warning and continues eating his burger. Finally, the pair reach the beginning of the trail, and here Ruth again voices her concerns. She is comfortable in the ocean, but not here. Harry predicts her laughter at the end of her life as they reminisce about the hike. Finally, leaving the car in the parking lot, the boy and girl begin their great journey, discussing Harry's first kissing experience along the way, much to Ruth's laughter. In the evening, the couple stops for a rest stop. Harry takes up cooking and Ruth puts up a tent, but the girl does not know how to handle it, and then Harry calls her to him to try his dish. He tries in every way to quiet her anxiety, which Ruth has been feeling ever since she entered the forest. At night, the girl cannot sleep and stands up to go to the toilet and sees something strange and very frightening in the dark. Harry comes running to scream, calms her down, and cannot understand why she is afraid of an ordinary deer. But Ruth is sure that something terrible, not a harmless animal, was looking at her from the darkness. The next day, Harry leads the girl further, and soon brings her to the ocean. It turns out this whole trip was conceived for one purpose, on this beautiful place to make a proposal to his favorite girl. They have been together for 6 years and now he has decided to take their relationship to the next level. But upon hearing his words and seeing the ring, Ruth has a panic attack, and after taking medication, tells the guy no. Harry is upset, though he tries to hide his feelings. Both feel awkward and try to keep the incident quiet. But at night by the fire they discuss what happened during the day. It turns out that they have already talked about marriage many times, and Ruth has always spoken out against family life, which she considers a fetter that changes the whole existence of a person, and it kills the romance of the relationship. The boyfriend tries to persuade her to forget about her parents' unhappy marriage, because of which she became anti-family, and advises her to be honest with her psychoanalyst, to whom she goes for pills. Not wanting to fight, Harry simply retires to his tent, and in the morning Ruth finds a note saying that he has gone for a walk. Thinking about what has happened, Ruth tries to call her doctor, but the network does not catch, and the girl retreats into the woods. She sees something strange and finds the carcass of a deer infected with some kind of fungus, which frightens the girl. Harry appears and takes Ruth back to the tent, where he finds information about animal diseases in a reference book. He assures her that whoever killed the animal will not go near humans because they are noisy and make fire, and he swears that he will always keep her safe. Then Ruth confesses that she loves him very much, but after all, people change and he might fall out of love with her someday. So there is no need to ruin something good that they have between them. In the morning, Ruth goes to the bathroom, but soon finds the flower she had recently argued with Harry about, and then sees the entrance to a cave, goes there and finds a strange puddle of an incomprehensible substance, and turns around and cries out in fright. Meanwhile, Harry is concerned about his friend's long absence and goes to look for her. Ruth comes out of the thicket justifying herself by saying that she was just thinking, but Harry asks her not to do it again because he is very worried about her, and the pair go on down the path. The next night, Ruth disappears from the tent again. Harry searches for her with a flashlight, when the girl suddenly appears out of the darkness with a knife in her hands because she thought an animal was walking nearby. Harry takes the weapon away and leads her back to the tent. In the morning, the guy packs up the camp and tries to talk to the girl about her future in science, but she acts completely blank, not responding to his words, and suddenly says that she made a mistake by not accepting his offer and asks him to make her again, with him having to pretend that everything is being done for the first time in the same place. The lad, of course, happily agrees. Harry and Ruth return to the ocean shore to the same spot as before, and Harry, getting down on one knee, proposes to Ruth and she accepts. He puts the ring on her finger and the girl kisses him, confesses her love and pushes the guy off the cliff. He flies down and she rushes to run into the woods away from the shore, but soon she becomes ill and falls, hitting her head on a log. After a while, she is found by Vivian and Ray, a married couple of hikers. They ask questions which Ruth persistently fails to answer. Realizing that the girl is in trouble, they bring her to their camp. The woman tries to talk to Ruth, but she just sits by the fire, not wanting to tell anything about what happened. And when Vivian notices a knife in Ruth's hands, the couple finally realizes that they can't wait until morning, and need to somehow call the town and ask for help. And then Harry's voice comes out of the darkness, followed by Harry himself, alive and well, causing a panic attack. People realize that she is very afraid of him, and Ray pulls out her gun, ordering Harry to stop. But the man, still smiling, walks straight towards him and kills the man with a metal point sticking out of his index finger. They hide and Ruth tries to explain to the woman that Harry is not her boyfriend or even human. But then Ray's voice is heard out of the darkness and Vivian comes out to him. She is blinded by the light from the flashlight, so she doesn't realize that the killer is calling her. The woman goes to him and is killed just like her husband. Ruth doesn't see this, so when the creature calls out to her, threatening to kill the already dead Vivian, the girl has to come out. He wonders how she knew he wasn't Harry. The girl confesses that she found the body of her lover then in the cave where he destroyed her fiancé. The alien is disappointed. He knew he had committed murder too close to the camp. He is the scout who arrives on the planet first and now must kill Ruth as well. The creature raises his deadly finger and tries to kill the girl, but it's as if something stops him. Apparently it has copied Harry down to his DNA and thoughts. Harry loved Ruth, and the creature inherited those feelings when it killed and copied Harry. He remembers all their encounters and now he is thrilled to have feelings, for love is an unknown experience for him because there is nowhere else in the universe. Promises to show Ruth something unusual, takes her to the beach where he left his spaceship and invites her to go with him to show her other worlds and maybe somewhere on the quiet planet. They will build a house and be happy. Especially soon there will be 1 million of his brethren on Earth, and then she certainly won't want to live here. And Ruth agrees. The alien kisses her and walks toward the ship, telling her how they will live. The girl sees a knife in his belt, snatches it, plunges it into his chest, and throws herself into the ocean. The alien jumps in after her and tries to catch her, but his bleeding wound attracts the attention of a shark which grabs him and drags him into the depths. Ruth gets ashore and runs towards the forest, unaware that even the shark's attack didn't kill the creature. He too gets ashore and follows her footsteps. The girl gets to the camp and the first thing she does is look for food because she is very hungry. Then she sees a backpack with badges of the places where its owner has been. Ruth cries, remembering Harry's promise to remember their hikes in her old age. But the alien catches up with her and drags her with his tentacle to the cave where he killed Harry. He is quite angry and expresses his grievances. After all, he just wanted to love her. He and Harry had it all. His love has not weakened over the years. Hunger passes while eating, fatigue while sleeping, but that does not apply to love, and that is what makes it so unique. Saying all this, the alien turns into Ruth. Unfortunately for the monster, by reincarnating into another being, he gets all of its strengths and weaknesses. As a result, with Ruth, the entity got her anxiety and panic. Ruth realizes this and expresses her doubts about killing her, since the pain will not let her doppelganger go anyway. The entity cannot control her anxiety, and soon sees the collapse of all her dreams. Ruth begins to talk about all the frightening things, building up more and more, and the monster begins to gasp with horror, feeling the pain of being forever unwanted and worthless. It tries to find Ruth's pills, but she has already taken the last of them. When Ruth's violent emotions overwhelm the creature, it begs for mercy and loses strength, gasping and falling. Ruth bludgeons the alien with a rock and leaves the cave, unable to see the alien's body begin to regenerate again. The girl makes it to the car and drives away from the site. Suddenly, the voice of the alien is heard on the radio, warning Ruth that she can't escape from the present or the future, and she can't hope to hide anywhere because the entity knows everything about her. The crying girl turns off the radio and presses the gas pedal, not noticing hundreds of meteorites falling into the forest behind her. An interesting movie that combines different genres: thriller at the beginning, horror in the middle, and sci-fi at the end. The movie isn't perfect, but it's definitely watchable. Write in the comments what you think about it.